Hello everybody, in this video I have some art journaling to share with you. In this little art journaling session I am both using some new bits that I bought last month. I shared in a haul video, new bits from Tim Holtz and some Dina Wakley bits and stuff. And I'm also, as you've probably noticed, working on a previously done journal page. Well, it wasn't really a completed journal page, it was more one of those pages, a use it up page. You know, when you have some leftover paint or whatever from another project and you slap it into your art journal to do something with it at a later date. But it's been that page for probably 2 to 3 years now, and I've just left it and ignored it, and it was about time I did something with it. So I covered it with a layer of white gesso, but I've not completely covered it as in to start completely fresh. It's just a thin layer of white gesso that's really toned down and muted those rather clashing red and yellow and blue colours going on, but you can still see some of it coming through, and I'm kind of working with those colours for the rest of the art journal page, and you do still see some of the stenciling and stuff, and I really like the way this turned out actually working on a page like this. So, you know, if you've got something in your journal that you don't actually like, of course you can always cover it up, but you don't have to completely cover it up, just use it as a base, as it were, which is what I'm doing. So that collage paper I'm using there is the new Tim Holtz Entomology collage paper, and as you've seen I've just ripped it up into a few scraps, and I'm decoupaging that onto the page with some clear gesso. Drying that off, I'm going to add a little bit more of my own colour using Distress Oxide sprays in, this is Antique Linen First, and I always dry between sprays unless I actually want my colours to mix. I always dry between colours, otherwise you're going to end up with mud. So Antique Linen first, then Tattered Rose, and then I'm going in here with some Speckled Egg, but not spraying that on. I wanted big, well, not splatters, I wanted more dollops kind of thing. A couple of them were too much, so I'm just going to soak those up with a little bit of kitchen towel or baby wipe or something, just to add that little blue element that I think looks really nice, but again, not really spraying it on, just little hints and dollops and splashes of it. Then with all of that dry, I'm going to take this Dina Wakley sort of leafy flourish stencil, which I think is from her previous release in late 2020, and sponge on some of her acrylic paint in the colour Aloe. Now it is very, very light, but on camera it is barely showing at all. It is light in person, but it's not this light. I mean, you can hardly see it, at least I can hardly see it on my screen right now, but it is there, I promise you. But as it was quite light, I decided to take a white Posca pen and roughly, very roughly, doodle around each of the individual leafy sort of shapes of that flourish, just so you can really see the stenciling and it's not completely mixed in. It's, you know, it really is an element of the page. And then I left that to dry for a little bit and started going through my stash of bits and pieces I wanted to add for my focal points, etc. I have these little butterflies. They're those really sort of thin material, thin papery stuff, decoupage butterflies. I have tons of them. I like bought a bajillion on eBay one time, so I chose some that had kind of the right colouring for this page. And then I also brought out the Marry Small Art translucent vellum paper pack or pad that she had with her last collection, sort of, again, sort of 2020 time. Sadly, you can't buy it if you're in the UK at the moment because of reasons that rhyme with Schmexit. So I won't be able to link it. Obviously, if you're outside of the UK, you can get it, no problem. Her stuff is so gorgeous. I love Marta so much. So I have two vellum butterflies, a really big one and a really tiny one, and then the three ones from the other pack. And I'm going to have those going diagonally across the page, but I needed something on that right side for a main focal point. So I found this little quote in my stash that says, "Let your faith be bigger than your fear." I'm going to distress that. I'm adding, is it bundled sage? I think, where my list at? Yes, bundled sage around the edges of things. Oh, I also added that around the whole journal page as well, give it that whole distressed edge and kind of aged effect. Back to that quote on just a scrap of 6x6, you know, those cheap 6x6 paper palettes you get from the Works or the Range or whatever. Did the same thing, distress that. And then I spent a very, 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 very long time going through all my Tim Holtz paper dolls to find some to be, again, my main focal point around the quote. I cut most of that footage out because it was very boring to watch. Eventually I settled on these three little girls, like one kind of hiding behind the quote as in like she's afraid, and then the two other girls sitting on top of the quote, kind of like you know, just to go with the quote, like, your faith be bigger than your fear sort of thing. So that's what I went with. I'm sticking everything down with gel medium. I think it's the Dina Wakley matte medium. And thing is, with paper and gel medium, sometimes they need a little bit of persuasion to stick. So when I do something like this, I tend to put something heavy on it and leave it for like at least 15-20 minutes. Just, it doesn't have to be completely dry, you just need to get that initial adhesion sort of thing so you can continue to work without things coming off. So I'm taking here, I've got a Stabilo All pencil in brown, and then I'm going to bring in a Stabilo Woody pencil in green, and just going around my focal point and the butterflies and then activating those with water. The difference between the Stabilo All pencils and the Woodies is basically nothing. They're pretty much the same thing, except the All pencils, they come in fewer colours and they're more traditional pencil shapes, so they have a sharper point, you can get into finer areas. But the Woodies come in much more colours, but as I said, you can't really get into the nooks and crannies unless you actually just take your brush and take the colour straight off the pencil. So you can kind of use them either way, really. I just happen to have these two colours that I wanted to use. I added a lot of green around the butterflies, so they were almost glowing, that greeny colour, and then more brown around the girls and the quote, just to make it stand out that little bit more. There's a little bit of green around them, so obviously it matches and ties in with the butterflies, but again with the brown adds that vintagey element as well. But as you can see, I kept going back and forth, adding a little bit more brown, a little bit more green. I think this is the last little bit of brown I added under that girl's feet to give her a bit of grounding. And then I think after that I am just going to finish off with some white splatters. This is the Fabrica Decoru chalk spray, so you get that really nice chalky white effect. I always use a brush to splatter these because the spray nozzle just doesn't splatter very well. I don't really know why. I probably won't be able to link it because I don't really know where to get Fabrica Decoru in the UK anymore. If you have any tips, let me know. And with those splatters, I think that's going to be it. So yeah, a really quick page for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a great time making it, and I don't know if you can see in the picture, but some of that stenciling from the very original page is still showing through, and I really like that effect. So there we go, that's enough from me. Relevant links in the description box as always. Please leave me a thumbs up and chat to me down in the comments. Let me know if you've done something like this, like covered up a page you didn't like or anything like that. I like to hear about other people's projects. It's always fun. I need to shut up now and leave you alone, so I am going. Thank you again. Bye bye.